Hey guys, Skylar here for the Mint Change You Can Wear. So I've had quite a few questions lately about people asking about size ranges for the different coins and do I have like a chart or something that'll tell what size coin produces what size of ring. And I really don't. It's all kind of scattered out through a lot of the videos, so I thought I would just hit the three main coins here and then you can kind of, if you have a foreign coin, you can fit it kind of in the size range and kind of figure out about what sizes it'll make, generally speaking. So this is a great overall just range for what you can make with a coin. So I'm going to start here with the quarters on this side. We'll kind of work our way bigger as we go. So a quarter can produce a size, generally speaking, 4 through a size 11. The overall diameter of the coin is 9.55 inches, or I usually use millimeters. I don't know why, it's just easier for me. So it's 24.26 millimeters. Like I said, the sizes is in one extreme side, you could probably go a little bit less, but one extreme side is about a size 4. Then generally speaking, I cut it off no more than 11. I like to leave it right about 9, really, but you can get up to 11 if you wanted to. And to do that, you would want to use a 1/2 inch as my preferred punch size, or actually you could use a 7/16 punch if you wanted a little bit thicker of a band. They look good too, so that's really a preference thing. So that's what I would use throughout the whole size range, with either 1/2 inch or 7/16. You can do it from one end to the other. So that is quarters. You could use silver quarters, obviously copper nickel quarters. And if you have a coin that's foreign coin about that size, that's about the size you can do it. So then when we move up the scale here to 1/2 inch, or to $1/2, we have the diameter of a $1/2 being 1.205 inches, or 30.61 millimeters. So the size range for that is size 8 through 12.5. You can go a little bit less than an 8 if you wanted to. But the size punch I generally use for those is 1/2 inch. But you can use a 7/16 inch if you wanted to. It would just create a thicker band, of course. So then once we get over the 12.5 size threshold, it goes to 13 through 14, and you could extend it out to probably 15 or maybe even 16 if you really stretched it. But when we start getting into those larger sizes, I like to use a 5/8 inch punch for that. You could probably get away with using a 1/2 inch punch if you wanted to, but then it just increases the stretching you have to do and it damages the detail of the coin more. So I generally leave it at about 5/8 of an inch there. So that's $1/2. Now, if you have a coin that's right in the middle of those size scales, like the presidential dollars, the Sacagawea dollars, or a foreign coin or something, you can go ahead and kind of guesstimate between the two scales where you're going to sit, usually. For example, for all the presidential dollars I usually use a 1/2 inch punch. And my size range that I like to stick with for those is about a size 6 through 11. Could you get less? Yes. Could you get more? Yes. But anyway, so there's kind of an idea there. And then we move on to the large dollars. And now I know there's quite a few different ways of going about doing this. I've seen people who use 7/16 inch holes for those, 1/2 inch holes. I don't. I always stick to 5/8. I've done 1/2 inch every now and then if someone really wants it. But so anyway, large dollars, the overall diameter on those is 1.5 inches or 38.1 millimeters. And my preferred size range is 13 through 18 overall. You can get them down below a 13 if you wanted to. For me personally, just I find them to be bulky, so I don't make them. I don't make them below a 13. But I mean, it is possible. So, but anyway, 13 through 16, you can use a 1/2 inch or a 5/8 inch hole. Like I said, generally speaking, I like to stick with 5/8. It makes a more comfortable ring. 1/2 inch gets a little bulky and gets a little hard to wear for me. But some people really like it, so 1/2 inch you could use. Once you get over a size 16, I switch to a 3/4 inch hole. It's a pretty good sized hole out of one. But it makes a pretty decent thick band, so I think it's about 9 millimeters wide even still when you take a 3/4 inch punch out of it. But anyway, so 16.5 through 18 is going to be that 3/4 punch. So that is kind of the overall view of the size range that I get. So it could be more or less depending on, or punch hole sizes are different for everybody, but that's my general rule of thumb is what I'm laying out there. So if you have a coin that's in between sizes, you can kind of figure out where you're going to need to be hopefully from this. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful for you. Thanks again.